This is not yet commander pair mathematics video that we usually do on this channel, because there are a couple of things that are unclear at the moment. When the commander is officially released, we shall do our mathematics video. Until then, we did find 9 clues that indicates how Qin Shi Huang is working. So let's talk about that. Alright, so for those who haven't watched the video, let me play this video just one time and let's see how he is doing, alright? So he is just doing many red damage, skill damage, and he seems to be casting his skill quite fast. Okay, so this is the 10-second video that we have. Just from that 10-second video, we did find 9 clues, okay? So first of all, you guys might have noticed is that he was doing no white damage. So this is explained when we are reading the skill. He is quite literally converting his basic attack into direct damage and while consuming 100 rage, right? So you are not doing any white damage, but I assume that if we play the video, we were not really getting attacked in this video, okay? So these targets were just standing still and while we were casting our skill non-stop, right? I assume that if you get attacked, you are still gonna be doing your counterattack damage, but there's just not gonna be basic attack damage, okay? I mean, I guess Lilith is watching our video, right? I think Lilith, what tried to do here is they tried to simulate the open field, how the open field works, right? On open field, you are usually attacking someone else and you are not really getting attacked back most of the time. Of course, if you get focused, you know, you get attacked, but most of the time you're just attacking someone and that target is not really attacking you back, right? And that is pretty important when it comes to open field. In that case, you are generating rage the slowest. You are generating only a rage from your basic attack, but not from the counterattack and many other, you know, rage generation factors, right? Now, the second clue was he was casting his skill every 4 seconds. 4! While only hitting one target and that target wasn't really attacking you back. Like simulating open field. This is insane. Like, take a look at the video again. So let's count this, okay? So here he casts his skill 1, 2, 3, 4 again. 2, 3, 4 again. This is insanity. This is insanity. No one ever casts their skill in 4 seconds. So this means that deriving from the second clue, we can kinda understand that he was consuming at least 250 rage per second. Main skill is a little bit different, right? I'm sure everybody noticed by now is that this is rage consumed. All the other commanders are rage requirement is 1000, but Qin Shi Huang is rage consumed 1000. So once you consume 1000 rage, you are going to be casting your skill, right? So in this case, because he was casting his skill every 4 seconds, that means again he was consuming at least 250 rage per second. Now we're gonna dive a little bit deep into how this was possible in our rage engine simulation a little bit sooner, but this is the third clue. The fourth clue is that the secondary commander was casting their skill anyways. If we see the video, Qin Shi Huang is consuming 1000 rage, and after he's casting his skill, Zhuge Liang is also casting his skill. So even if you put the secondary commander that says rage requirement 1000, I don't think it matters, because once the primary commander, which is Qin Shi Huang, is casting their skill, a secondary commander is casting their skill anyways. Now the fifth clue that I have noticed is that his AoE range is same as Zhuge Liang and YSG, and it is also the sixth clue is a circular AoE. Let's go back and watch the video again. So if we see here, I mean, this video is very low resolution, but I think we can see like 6 targets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Our Qin Shi Huang is facing this direction, right? They intentionally put another march just behind Qin Shi Huang to demonstrate that he was still doing damage backwards. which indicates that his AoE is a circular range. I mean, we don't really have the AoE indicator just like Zhuge Liang for Qin Shi Huang, but we can safely assume that he is doing circular AoE, right? And then the range is, again, they intentionally put another marcher right at the edge of the Zhuge Liang's AoE range, and Qin Shi Huang was still reaching him. Now, 7 clues that he was doing AoE damage to 6 targets. One is he is, targeting, and then 5 other targets that he was doing damage, right? I mean, if we read the skills, it says damage up to 5 other nearby enemy. 5 other nearby enemy means this is total of 6 targets, okay? I mean, I watched Akina's video, and he was stating that 6 states bow to 1 emperor, right? So I think this is tied with this statement right here. And then also there is another clue that came very late, is that rage cap is being applied the last. I'm not sure about if this is correct or not, okay? I'm gonna explain a little bit here because I did some simulation in both scenarios. But what is happening is that we all know that the rage cap is 220, right? The 220 rage cap. What we thought would happen is that, okay, he generated rage, right? Rage generation. And then after that, we thought there's gonna be a rage cap, maximum you're gonna generate 220 rage per turn. And then after that, we were calculating rage consumption. This is what we thought was working, but Will made a video is that this is the other way around. First, you calculate the rage generation minus the rage consumption, and then only after that, in the last, we shall calculate the rage cap. This is how the VIP support answered to Will. Okay, I'm not sure, man, because I don't trust VIP support. All right, VIP support, when it comes to technical aspect, all this damage formula and everything, they have no idea what they're talking about. I have a couple of experiences. I don't even remember what was that, but in the past, as I do like mathematical video regarding the Rise of Kingdoms, I asked them a couple of questions and they replied in some areas. And then I was like, okay, let me just in case, let me do some testing and find about it. And their answer was wrong, like completely wrong. Okay, so ever since then, I lost my trust for VIP support in terms of technical aspect of the game. They have no idea what they're talking about, all right? I mean, I guess this is understandable because like the damage formula and everything, right? All the technical aspect, the damage formula is kind of like company secret. So I don't think that they just give out the company secret to like their supports or even VIP support agents at all. I don't think they just provide the information there, because if that happens, then the company secret, the damage formula behind everything is gonna get leaked, and their competitors are just gonna copy paste and make a similar game, right? Which is why they are protecting the damage formula, exactly what happens in the background of the game so much. They are protecting it very, very much. And that's also, I think, VIP support just doesn't know what they're talking about in terms of technical aspect of the game, okay? But again, we watched Will's video and rage cap was applying the last. I did 2 types of simulation. I'm going to explain. Rage cap is being applied last or before the consumption. The 9th clue that we have found out was, this is where we found the clue while we were doing the rage simulation, okay? I'm pretty sure, almost 100% sure that the effects of basic attack gets triggered. Okay, effects of basic attack get triggered. This means that you are generating rage, right? Like the 86 rage from basic attack. You're still getting it. And then also you still will trigger rank. You're still gonna trigger rank. This is I'm almost 100% sure about this. But again, this is one of those unclear things that we have, that only we need to do a testing, that we have like the concrete absolute truth of an answer when the commander gets released, right? But so far this might be the case. Okay, these are the 9 clues that we have noticed. Now, depending on this 9 clue, we can do all sorts of calculation and see how the commander is performing. First of all, let's take our attention to this third, which he was casting their skill every 4 seconds. Okay, this is way too bright. Let me do this. Same color. Can I do a little bit different? Yeah, let's just do this. Okay, so he was consuming 250 rage per second in order to cast their skill every 4 seconds, right? Now, I did take a look into the Qin Shi Huang's commander skill kit, and this was possible. So what is happening is that in the second skill, we all know that he is consuming 100 rage per turn in order to convert the basic attack damage to direct damage, right? Already 100 rage. And then where the extra 150 rage is coming from is from the third skill. Okay, when he is expertise, this is the third skill, right? Thunder shakes earth. So you are draining rage, you are also consuming rage, and then you are doing damage. If you have the commander expertise, you are gonna be spending 25 rage per target to deal extra damage, right? And then draining 15 rage from them, and then you are gonna be doing damage. That means that 6 target is 100, exactly 150 rage per second for 6 targets. These two combined, we are easily achieving 250 rage per second. This explains why he was casting their skill every 4 seconds in the video. Now again, this rage consumption can go beyond this, okay? Because if you take a look into the fourth skill, okay, whenever he enters combat, he is getting 500 rage right away, right? This is kind of like an initial rage fuel that he needs to consume, okay? And then when you are getting hit by like smite or combo damage, you are gonna be consuming extra 40 rage to reduce the damage by 40%. And then this effect can trigger 6 times in 1 second, right? That means like if you are getting hit, you are gonna be consuming a lot more rage. 6 more means you are gonna consume 240 extra rage. And that is kind of like totaling us like 490 rage per second, okay? Hey, does this mean you can cast your skill every 3 seconds? Not necessarily. I'm going to explain here in the rage consumption calculation section. So as we noticed, on open field, the second and third skill are combined 250 rage per second. And the maximum rage spent per second is actually 490. The 250 is coming from these two, and then 240, as I talked about here, is coming from the fourth skill, which is reducing the damage, right? So that makes 490 rage per second, and the maximum potential of skill casting time is actually 3 seconds. But this is not possible for you to cast your skill every 3 seconds. It's not possible, okay? Because due to the internal 1 second of cooldown when you are casting your skill, the fastest possible skill cycle is actually 4 seconds. It's never gonna go down below this, okay? So it's gonna be like pause, skill, pause, skill, pause, skill, pause, skill. There's always 1 second of interval when you are casting your skill. It's not possible to go down to 3 seconds, okay? But the rage consumption can go quite the high when you are open field getting focused. 490 rage per second. Now let me delete the 6th and 7th point because we already talked about the rage cap. Now let's go to the rage engine / consumption simulation, okay? Now this is where things are getting a little bit more interesting. So here in the first section that you guys see here, we are calculating as if the rage cap is applied before the rage consumption. What is happening here is that you are gaining your rage per turn, right? And then the rage cap is being applied. Like, let's say, for example, here, total you have generated 254 rage. That means we are applying the rage cap, and total rage we have gained during that turn is 220. And then after this, you are consuming your rage, which is the 250 rage. Let's say you are not getting attacked back, right? It's gonna be 250 rage, you're hitting 6 targets. This is the first simulation, okay? Rage cap is being applied before the rage consumption. The second simulation that we did here is you are generating rage, right? 254 rage this turn. But before we apply the rage cap, you are now applying the rage consumption. Only after that you are applying the rage cap, which is seen here. You are not really over raging at all because you are applying the rage consumption before the rage cap, right? This is the two type of simulation that we did. We still not sure, you know, VIP said this was true, and this is according to current knowledge that we have. We can only test this when the commander is released, but just in case, I'm gonna provide you guys information on both of them, okay? In the first case, where the rage cap is getting applied before the consumption, he is still casting his skill every 4 seconds in the first 3 skill cycle. This is considering that the Qin Shi Huang is expertise, right? You are gonna immediately start doing damage to 6 target and immediately start draining and consuming rage at your maximum speed. Because you are starting with the 500 rage in the tank, it was possible for you to cast your skill every 4 seconds for 3 turns. There's no like the initial skill cast, your build up your rage, you know, all the other commanders has to build up their rage in order to have their rage engine warmed up to cast their skill faster, right? But for Qin Shi Huang, there's no such thing. You're just gonna go in there immediately and start bombarding open field. But because the rage cap was applying before the consumption, his skill cycle did start to slow down after the initial 3 cast. This is explainable because you are generating 220 rage per turn, right? This is maximum. And then your rage consumption is actually 250. So that means that you are having minus 30 rage every turn. You are in the negative territory when it comes to rage consumption. This means that eventually you are gonna bend the 500 rage, initial rage. Starting from the 4th cycle, your skill is gonna become a little bit weaker. You're gonna be casting your skill every 6 or like 7 turns, and then the number of targets you do damage is gonna decrease. But even so, every 6 seconds or 7 seconds, it's quite impressive, right? It is actually a little bit above average casting time of current commanders, right? Current commanders, if you have Horn, on average you're gonna be casting your skill every 7 seconds when the rage engine is warmed up. This actually kind of makes sense because if he was casting his skill every 4 seconds, he would have been way too powerful. Okay, now speaking of way too powerful, let us talk about the way too powerful scenario which VIP supports claim to say. Okay, which is the rage cap is getting applied the last. In this case, there's no really need for you to worry about your rage consumption. You will be able to cast your skill every 4 seconds, every turn. Because you're applying the rage cap the last, you are always gonna be having enough rage generated. If you take a look at here, over rage check, right? In these first few turns, you are kind of like on a negative territory in terms of your rage tank. So this is being covered by the 500 initial rage. But let's say, for example, in this turn, thanks to Zhuge expertise skill, you are gaining extra rage. So Zhuge is providing quite a bit amount of rage, which is why you are never really going negative on the rage. This is actually the total rage that you are having. Up until you cast your skill, you are having negative rage, but once you start casting your skill with the Zhuge secondary, you are always going to be building up your rage up and up and up. Rage is not going to be any issue in this case, according to VIP support. Now, this simulation we are only talking about when we are not really getting hit by any other smite or combat damage, right? I mean, if we are getting hit by other types of damage, if we are consuming a lot more rage, skill cycle is not gonna change. As I explained before, it's never gonna go down to 3 seconds, right? We are always gonna be casting our skill every 4 seconds, but our rage tank is gonna start tanking. Okay, so our rage is not gonna go up and up and up, but if we are getting focused, maybe our rage fuel is gonna go down and down. That's how it's gonna work. Okay, now it seems like, you know, Qin Shi Huang is best paired with Zhuge Liang. Zhuge Liang seems to be the #1 pairing for Qin Shi Huang just because of the rage engine. But I did calculate what happens when we are paired with YSG. YSG also has a rage engine. This is a simulation with YSG. If we take a look into the graph, it seems to have it's going down. The YSG is giving you 100 rage, 10% chance, and then it has 5 seconds of cooldown. This means like on average around you are gonna be gaining this 100 rage every like 14 to 15 seconds or 14 to 15 turns, so it's not that much, which is why when you are being paired with YSG, your rage consumption is actually going down and down and down. You are going into the negative territory. It's kind of like your expense is more than your income, right? That kind of situation. You are spending more than you are earning here. In Zhuge case, you are earning more than you are spending. But YSG seems to be a very, very good candidate pairing for Qin Shi Huang. For example, if you are running only one Archer March, it seems like Qin Shi Huang plus Zhuge is the best way to go for one Archer March. Two Archer March, it's gonna be like Qin Shi Huang plus YSG. And then the second commander pairing is gonna be like Zhuge and Herman. So it's Qin Shi Huang, YSG, and Zhuge and Herman. That's going to be two Archer March setup right there. And also one thing that I've noticed is that Qin Shi Huang paired with YSG is doing more damage, around like 10 to 15% more damage per second as compared to Zhuge. It's going to become a little bit problematic in terms of rage aspect, but you are going to be doing more damage DPS per second. Now, I missed one point here is that here I tried to prove that why the basic attack was triggering. Here I deleted the 86 rage that we were generating from the basic attack, right? If we just delete the rage, our rage just drops down right away. This graph is now we are in the negative territory of rage consumption. That means we are not really being able to cast our skill at all. This proves that the basic attack effects was getting applied when we are using Qin Shi Huang, right? Otherwise, the video that we have seen, you know, he was casting their skill every 4 seconds. It's not gonna make any sense. Okay. Now let me also play the video one more time, and I forgot to talk about this. Is that what VIP said might be also true? Okay. Because if we see here, Qin Shi Huang is already yellow HP, already like half HP, right? But he is still casting their skill every 4 seconds. What this indicates is that, according to our simulation, if we apply the rage cap in the last, he was able to sustain casting their skill every 4 seconds. But if we apply the rage cap before the consumption, as I talked about here, as the marches fight, he is starting to slow down, right? But in the video, he is already a yellow HP. That means he has fought for a long period of time, and he was still casting their skill every 4 seconds. Now that means that, you know, again, what VIP support said might be true, okay? Alright, so this is the pretty much the clues and rage engine and how the Qin Shi Huang is working. By the way, guys, I have already done some equipment calculation in terms of Qin Shi Huang, okay? But we are gonna do this calculation in the official Qin Shi Huang mathematics or the commander pair mathematics video, but just for the initial result, the 2 KVK and 4 set is the best for Qin Shi Huang and Zhuge. Qin Shi Huang and YSG case, our current meta gear is still the best performing, okay? But again, we are gonna be doing this video once the commander comes out and once we actually do some testing. So make sure to subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for that, and don't forget to leave a like, and also join my Discord channel. The link is down in the description. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Have a great day and peace.